So Sandy Bland is a young African-American woman who was driving in from Chicago to Texas because she just gotten a job there, and it was at her former university where she now was going to have a great new job. She was happy about it. She gets pulled over for not signaling as she turned. Oh, a grave, grave offense, I'm sure. Well, it depends on who's doing that offense, I suspect. So she gets pulled over by a guy named Enciniya. Now, we have tapes of what happened next. So these tapes were not fully released before. They are now. They're going to give you some context. Now, before we go to the tapes, I should tell you that Sandy Bland has passed away. She didn't pass away during this interaction, okay? They put her in jail. She had never been in jail in the first place, as you're about to see. And authorities say she hung herself a couple of days later. What you're about to see happen on Friday afternoon, she's found dead in her jail cell Monday morning. Now, her family doesn't believe that it was a suicide. Now, finally, the FBI is involved, and the local prosecutors are saying, okay, we're going to treat it as a homicide. That doesn't mean they think it is a homicide. They just think it's an open question, so they're going to reevaluate whether it was a suicide or not. But now let's go back to the arrest in the first place and see if it needed to happen. So here's the interaction when Officer Enciniya pulls over Sandy Bland.
Okay, man. You okay?
I'm waiting on you. This is your job. I'm waiting on you. What do you want me to
Oh,
do?
you seem very irritated.
I am. I really am, because I feel like it's crap for what I'm getting a ticket for. I was getting out of your way. You were speeding up, tailing me. So I move over, and you stopped me. So, yeah, I am a little irritated, but that doesn't stop you from giving me a ticket. So, let's continue.
Are you done?
You asked me what was wrong, and I told you.
Okay.
So now I'm done, yeah.
Okay. You mind putting out your cigarette, please? Don't mind.
I'm in my car. Why do I have to put out my cigarette?
Well, you can step on out now.
I don't have to step out of my car.
Step out of the car.
He asked her a question. You seem irritated. She said yes. And then she explained why. Now, you can say that she was cranky, but she wasn't shouting. She certainly wasn't physical in any way. She just simply explained what happened. And by the way, in case you didn't understand, she said, you were tailgating me, so I pulled over to the other lane to let you pass by. And that's when he pulls her over. Because as she was going from one lane to the other to get out of his way, she didn't turn her signal on. Oh, wow, that does seem egregious. Gee, I wonder why he pulled up so close to her in the first place, and then for not signaling immediately pulls her over. Who's looking for trouble here? Is she looking for trouble, or is he looking for trouble? And then he says, put out the cigarette. Now, she's right. She doesn't have to put out the cigarette. Now, a lot of people here are going to step in and go, just listen to the officer. You won't have any trouble. But wait a minute now. Why? Look, I know why. I probably would listen to the officer because I don't want to get my ass kicked, because these cops will kick your ass for disrespecting them. But they don't have a right to do that. She's right. She can smoke the cigarette all she wants. And he says, okay, get out of the car. Boom, it's already over. He's totally at fault. Totally at fault. This confrontation didn't need to happen. Okay, let's say that you're meticulous and you're an anal person. You're like, oh, my God, there was a violation. She didn't use her signal. Okay, he had to pull her over. Okay, fine. Oh, but he didn't have to ask her about the cigarette. He didn't have to ask her to start a confrontation. And he certainly didn't have to pull her out of her car. For what? Where's the violation? What does she do there? What do you mean get out of your car? Why? Why? You see, we're Americans. We do have some rights. I know that the common experience we have is as soon as a cop comes, you're supposed to get on your knees, right? And you're supposed to bow your head, right? Because cops are dangerous. And you never know when they're going to kick your ass, right? Or maybe even worse. But we're supposed to have rights. We're not supposed to bow our heads. And not unreasonably, but she's being reasonable. She said, hey, look, you pulled me over. You asked me, and I told you, you pulled me over for no goddamn reason. She said it more politely than I just said it. Now, all of a sudden, he's going to yank her out of the car. Who started this confrontation? All right, take a look at what happens next.
Step out of the car.
No, you don't have the right.
Step out of the car.
You do not have the right to do that.
I do have the right. Now step out or I will remove you.
I refuse to talk to you other than to identify myself.
Step out or I will remove you.
I am getting removed for a failure.
Step out or I will remove you. I'm giving you a lawful order. Get out of the car now, or I'm going to remove you.
And I'm calling my lawyer.
I'm going to yank you out of here.
Okay, you're going to yank me out of my car?
Get out.
Okay, all right.
25.
Let's do this.
Yeah, we're going to.
Yeah, don't touch me.
Get out of the car.
Don't touch me. I'm not under arrest. You don't have the right to take
You
me out
are
of my
under
car.
arrest.
I'm under arrest for what?
2547 County FM 1098. Just
For
north
what?
of 290. Send me another unit. Get out of the car.
Another unit, FM 1098.
Get out of the car now.
Why am I being apprehended? You trying to give me a ticket
I
for
said
your
get
failure?
out of the car.
Why am I being apprehended? You
I'm
just
giving
opened
you a
my car
lawful order.
door. You just
I'm
opened
gonna
my car
drag you
door.
out of here.
So you threatening to drag me out of my own car?
Get out of the car.
And then you
I will
stop
light
me?
you up. Get out.
Wow.
Now.
Wow.
Get out of the
Really,
car.
for a failure to signal. You doing all of this for
Get
a failure
over
to
there.
Right, yeah. Yeah, let's take this to court. Let's do
Go
it.
ahead.
For a failure to signal. Yep.
I'm going to yank you out. I'm going to drag you out. I'm going to light you up. I'm going to light you up. Okay? And she says, what am I under arrest for? Great question. It's such a great question. He never answered it. The reality is, biggest crime in America, disrespecting a police officer. It's not on the books anywhere. It's not an actual law. But you can kill people. I mean, Dylan Roof, the cops got him a burger from Burger King after they found him. He was there was a manhunt for him. He'd killed 9 people in a church. They got him a burger because he didn't disrespect the police officers. He just turned himself in once they finally caught him, right? You disrespect the police officer, that's worse than killing 9 people in a church, okay? They're going to light you up. What am I under arrest for? Resisting arrest. But wait a minute. What was I resisting in the first place? Which arrest was I In fact, he had a little bit of a debate. You see later in the tape, Encenia did. Should I bring her in for resisting arrest or assaulting an officer? Then he probably realized, oops, then I'd have to make up something else that she was resisting the arrest for. Because you'd have to add resisting arrest to the original crime, but there is no original crime. Oops. So then he said, oh, yeah, assaulting a police officer. Yeah. So now the next part is unfortunately out of the view of the camera, but you're still going to be able to hear them. So let's watch.
You're about to break my wrist. Can you stop? You are about to fucking break my wrist. Stop
moving. Stop now. Stop it.
Stop resisting, man.
If you would stop, and I would tell you.
You are fucking traffic.
Now stop.
You are such a pussy. You are such a pussy. No, you are.
You're yanking around.
Full traffic signal.
You are yanking around. When you pull away from me, you're resisting arrest.
This make you feel real good, don't it? A female for a traffic signal. I got it. For a traffic signal. I know that make you feel good, Officer Encina.
Take care of yourself.
I know it make you feel real good. You're a real man now. You just slam me, knock my head in the ground. I got epilepsy, you motherfucker.
Good.
I hope I...
Good.
You should have thought about that before you start resisting. All right. Yeah, this is real good. Real good for a female, yeah. Y'all strong, ooh. Go ahead. Y'all real strong.
I want you to wait right here. Wait right here.
I can't go nowhere with your fucking knee on my back, duh.
I'm gonna open your door.
Okay. God, y'all full of shit. On my soul, y'all so full of shit. Fucking traffic.
For a warning. For a warning, you're going to jail.
Whatever.
For resisting arrest. Stand up.
If I could,
Okay, roll over.
I can't even fucking feel my arm.
Tuck your knee in. Tuck your knee in.
God damn. I can't.
Listen. You're gonna sit up on your butt.
Slam my head into the ground.
Sit up on your butt.
Listen to how he's telling you to get up. I can't even hear. Yes, you can. He
Sit up on your butt.
Fucking head into the ground.
Sit up on your butt.
What the hell?
Now stand up.
All of this for a traffic signal. I swear to God. All of this for a traffic signal. Thank you for recording. Thank you for a traffic signal. Slam me into the ground and everything. No. Everything. I hope y'all feel
This
good.
officer saw everything.
And I'm so glad to put that. You just got on the scene, so whatever. No, you wasn't. You were pulling up. No, you didn't. No, ma'am. You didn't see everything leading up to it. I'm not talking to you. You don't have to.
Now, in the original tape that we saw was somebody recording on their cell phone from a distance. And so that you could see the knee in the back that she's talking about. You can't see him slamming her head into the ground, but she mentioned that in that cell phone footage as well. So you hear that, and they're arresting her and cuffing her. They say many times over resisting arrest. They never say what the arrest was for. What was the arrest for? Why were you arresting her in the first place? There's never an answer to that question, right? If you ask that question, you're further resisting arrest. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, I don't get it, man, because this is not within your perspective. You've never had this happen to you, right? So I think a lot of people are flummoxed by it. But black people get pulled over all the time for no reason, for something as minor and ridiculous as while switching lanes, not even turning, while switching lanes, not using your signal. And then it devolves into this. You never had it devolve into this because you never got pulled over in the first place. Okay, so now, and can you understand why people get tired of getting pulled over and having BS demands made of them over and over again? Put out your cigarette, do this, you didn't do that right. And they're looking for a fight, and if you look for a fight, you find a fight. And so he finally found his fight with this woman, and then he did all the things that he did to her, and then they put her in prison, and then she mysteriously died in prison. None of that had to happen if he didn't pull her over in the first place, but to me, much more importantly, if he didn't pick a fight in the first place. Get out of the car, I'm going to yank you out of the car, I'm going to light you up. Why? Why? Oh, you didn't listen to everything I said. I am God. Okay, but no, you're not. You're supposed to be a servant. You're supposed to be an officer here to protect us, the citizens. You're supposed to serve us. We pay you tax dollars to serve us, not to beat us. Okay? So now let's go to some of his explanation here before we go to the mysteriously edited tape. Encenia has said in an affidavit that Bland swung her elbows and kicked him when he put her in handcuffs. Oh, that's interesting. Hold on now. She swung her elbows and kicked him